Welcome back, baby faces. Victor Villain here, and we're back yet again. Just like Michael Myers, after you stab him, shoot him, decapitate him, bite him, set him ablaze.
Hey.
But let's see who else is back this week.
Mischief, yeah.
Follow the buzzer.
Elite Steve. I'm not doing nothing crazy.
What? Except interrupting. Old school Joe.
Good God. Old school Joe.
Oh, you want to fight about it?
Let's do this. See me in December.
It's time for JP Savage to announce himself.
Nobody
So shut
cares.
your mouth, Spidey.
Nobody cares.
What are you, 16? Just as Spider-Man? The worst version of Spider-Man.
Tom Holland has some shit to say about that.
Fuck him.
Pretty chubby flaco. Dímelo, mi gente.
No
Dilo.
one's
Yo,
gonna
it sucks
talk
that you
to
go last because like we always fuck up your whole shit.
I blame it on Goya.
That's how we can have nice
Oh
things.
my
Yo. Not a
God.
single nice thing.
Gentlemen.
Well, I guess they're not
No
sponsored.
podemos tener cosas buenas.
It's been a very active week this week, man. We had a pay-per-view this past weekend.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're gonna have another
Which
pay-per-view.
Raw barely mentioned.
Right. What was up with that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to mention this pay-per-view more than Raw did.
Well, let's get into it.
Wait,
what-
whoa.
Yo, were they tickling your butt? Like,
Whoa.
he hit that high note.
All right. Let's not act like we didn't have our own event on Saturday.
Oh.
We had a
shout
good
out to
night.
Shout out to Elite Steve.
Nah, man.
Being-
Fuck your event.
Oh, word?
No
like-
Pedialyte.
sound like a
Anywhere
you
in sight.
problem.
It sounds like a mischief problem.
Yo,
It
son,
sounds like a good problem.
every
No,
year
it
is a
sounds like a
mischief problem.
because fuck Fireball, man.
Yo, first
Yeah.
of all, fuck y'all.
And Fireball and Barcelona.
I will ride with Fireball forever.
How old
We
are
know
we?
Old enough to still drink Fireball and throw up in a garbage can and do it
Oh,
again.
man.
Look, there was
Good
a lot
times,
of throwing
good
up.
times.
Listen, I just turned 32 last week, and at this point forward, I'm a week late, but I will
Wait,
no longer drink Fireball.
Damn, really? You
You're
called it off like that's it?
It's unnecessary. It's like this bloody jewel.
Ooh, you think this bloody jewels unnecessary, JP?
Very unnecessary.
Why do you think?
Because they don't need to do it.
Well, there's a little
Well,
preview of
that
what's
would make it
ahead.
unnecessary.
Comes ahead.
We'll talk about it.
There's
But,
nothing to talk about. It's already going on.
Not
Nah,
for
but we'll
Cena
talk
and
about
Daniel
it.
Bryan.
To make you feel better because it's gonna happen.
I feel terrible.
Let's hit him with some news first before we get into Evolution, though. What's happened this week?
Well, one of the craziest things I saw happening was the fact that
Serena Williams is an interesting thing. Why is she a thing?
Well, I have a
Where
very
did this
good
come
reason.
from?
I have a very good reason what's interesting about Serena. But
Nothing. What is interesting? Serena,
have
listen,
you,
she's
have you seen her play?
Yeah, she's
Not
really
her
good.
style, her talent. I'm just have you seen her play?
Yeah, she's really good at what she does.
no, listen. She's a
greatest-
physical.
She looks great at what she
player.
does.
She's a
Nah,
physical
chill.
specimen.
Yes.
Okay,
Do you
but
think-
no.
That's about it.
I don't want anybody else coming in and taking a spot.
You think? Yeah, you think she can dive out of the
No.
ring? Like she's heavy. Not that she's big. Like she's heavy footed. It feels like I don't know. Just watching her in tennis. Like I don't feel like she's
She's a powerhouse.
she can. You think she's just gonna be?
She's your natty.
How tall is she? How big is she? Like I don't know what her weight is like compared to.
She's
other
approximately
wrestlers or what her height-
5'10", 180 pounds.
Wait,
That
really?
is impressive.
I have no idea.
Well, the
I was like, holy shit.
you know the E has a history of bringing these celebrities in and training them well. So I mean, maybe a halfway decent wrestling.
I think
talent.
even as she's actually 5'9". So I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
far
Oh,
off,
you weren't
ladies and
far
gentlemen.
What's
And
she
how
like?
much does she weigh? They're not going to tell the ladies' weight.
I don't. But I don't.
She's
I don't think
84
You don't
kilos.
ask-
I don't
you
think
don't
she's
ask
fat, or
that.
I don't think she's big.
84
I
kilos.
think she's heavy footed.
No, she's muscular. Yo,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you look at her thighs and her buttocks
Where you going
area,
with this?
yo, it reminds me of when I saw Andre Johnson, receiver back in the day for the Texans. Saw him in person when I went to Rutgers football camp. Yo, this man looked like a horse, bro. Like the size of his thigh, buttocks, leg, calf is similar to
Buttocks.
Serena Williams. They're physical specimens.
It's like Saquon
She could be a-
Barkley. That dude
exactly.
is-
You think she
Fake
get up?
quads.
Like you think she got ups and she?
You know how we would know?
crossbody somebody?
You know how we would know? Put her in a guest spot.
That's true, right? That's a
Damn,
safe-
She got them yams.
She got them assets though.
You
Keep
see,
showing me them
got
assets,
them-
pretty
That's
chubby.
not what I'm talking about.
Yo, put her in a guest
I'll
spot.
talk about.
Let her take a bump.
athletic ability.
Give somebody a bump. Let her take
What?
a bump. Give somebody a bump, and you'll know whether it translates or not.
I guess you're right.
Either way, people will pay to see that.
but
Yeah.
for it to be
Yeah,
like
the
such
money
a
would be
hyped up piece of news is what I'm saying. Like
because it's Serena Williams.
because I guess she's the greatest tennis
It's
player of all
mainstream,
time, right?
right?
Like people can argue that.
but because she's a physical
I guess that would
specimen,
be
it could
interesting.
translate.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's it. I guess I changed my mind throughout this whole conversation. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm interested in it.
Success.
I just
So-
don't know. I just
so they got me.
I mean,
Because I'm like, I don't see it, and then I'm like, damn, like I don't see it, so I want to see it.
you know what it
wanna see
was?
it.
You know
Yeah,
what
like,
brought
let me
this
see it.
all to
Let me
be
see it.
possible?
Show
Her
me
going
what
at the ref.
That will be
thing.
And you know what? Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I'm with it.
All
Just she better hit somebody with a tennis racket.
You want me over? Oh,
I
she
like
could
to
be
see
like
her
the
in
Jeff
the rap.
Jarrett.
It'd be the
tennis
first
battle.
person since the model,
Slap nuts.
Okay.
Rick Martel.
Vince, we just booked it for you.
Jim Cornette, who used the tennis racket.
Well, that's a sense. The last person.
Just saying.
Jim Cornette always uses a
So,
tennis racket. but do you ever use it?
What's up with this? What's
Oh,
up
he
with these
used it.
rumblings I hear, man? They got some interleague or inter-promotional
Rumblings?
happenings this week.
There's more than rumblings.
Yeah, some solid,
Yeah,
solid
Street
stuff.
Profits.
There's some demolition occurring.
Oh shit!
Street Profits won the Evolve titles.
Evolve.
Street Profits.
Shout
But
out to
there's-
Evolve,
It
man.
wasn't only the Street Profits, who are obviously very well known NXT tag team, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Fabian
think
Eichner
they're pretty good.
winning the title as well on the same night.
Same night. Yeah.
This is the guy who didn't make it out the first round of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Interesting.
Impressively, though.
Oh,
He was impressive.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
The whole cruiserweight, I think, was
Yeah,
was
of course.
Yeah, that
very.
was-
And remember, mind you, he lost
Sick.
weight to be able to qualify
To
for
do
the cruiserweight.
Nice.
And even after that, he's been impressive. The matches he's had on NXT, it's been some
He's
beautiful
definitely,
work.
he's definitely.
well,
made me
this is a
more
guy
fan.
who was trained by Alex Wright.
Oh, fair.
Mm,
And
yeah.
it goes to show you that those meetings a couple of months ago or weeks ago was for something, right? It was Progress,
Yeah.
it was Evolve, it was a bunch of it was like one other company. I don't remember.
but my question is
Impact?
why?
Was it maybe Impact?
I think it was Impact.
Okay.
But my
So-
question is why?
So here's the thing.
For shit like this.
Yeah,
But why?
NXT, because you can't fit all the develop. Like you got to develop territories,
Right.
Right. Like you could talk about that and then the whole.
Well, I mean, this is what it comes down to, right? There was news before that they were talking about doing another NXT in Germany, right?
Yeah.
They-
Oh yes, yeah.
I feel like Triple H is kind of trying to rebuild the territory
Well,
system, right?
but
You want to
all
have
like
talent in the
under
future.
If I can jump in
WWE,
here,
yeah.
he did have a map of what he wanted, where his territories. He wanted one in South America, maybe two. I don't remember. One in India. He wanted one everywhere.
He wanted the China one.
Yeah, he wanted the China
He's been
one.
building that one a little bit.
So he's
Or just
definitely
relations.
trying to go for a territories type thing. You know.
Well, I mean, Matt Riddle was like your point right there.
Yeah.
They didn't have room for him in NXT, so they put him in Evolve, and then once he was, ready to take the next step, bam, here he is.
So my question is, what's next after this? Do the Street Profits still appear on NXT? Are they going to go to other promotions and win
Cross
titles?
promotions.
Right.
That's what I see.
Which is already happening, obviously. You have Pete Dunne, right? The UK champion.
Yep.
Wrestling at Progress, right?
WXW.
Yeah, he's been
So
everywhere.
that's already occurring. But my question is, winning a title from another promotion while you're on the WWE, what is that? What's the purpose? What is going on? What are they going to do with
to
that?
do exactly
Eyes.
that.
Eyes
For
on
more
the product.
eyes.
So you're raising the level of that talent, right? And of the promotion that they're working alongside with.
promotion.
Let's
right?
talk
Yeah.
about it, right? Who does it hurt?
Absolutely nobody.
Nobody,
Absolutely
right? Like
nobody.
the
I think-
WWE gets like more prominent eyes
Not
on
true.
on their NXT.
They have
talent.
a history of this.
Mischief,
They have
not
a history.
true. It does hurt people, right?
Ooh.
So if you're saying the E is going with Evolve, you know who they're not going with? They're not going with ROH. They're not going with PWG.
But
right?
see,
I
no,
see.
if they're
no,
going
no.
with if they're going with Progress, they're not going with Rev Pro.
I can see that.
But those other companies have like their own following, and I
So-
feel like you're growing wrestling as opposed to like stifling it.
That's true.
You're bringing up. Who are you bringing up? You're bringing up like the 5th, the 6th,
Yeah.
the 7th.
Yeah.
You're not bringing up like the 2nd and 3rd overall
Because at the
companies
end of the
in
day, you're
wrestling right
creating
now.
competition.
that.
Yeah, you're eliminating like that long term competition, but like these Impact's got to like show its weight, right? In quality.
They've done it with ECW.
That's what I was gonna say. Like in the '90s, right, with
Yeah.
WW,
Yeah, like,
WWF,
It's
and
been done-
ECW.
they have a history.
They've been doing this for
history.
years.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about USWA, HWA.
Yeah. So,
But have any of in those situations, for example, the ECW, did you ever see the WWE talent win a title
Never.
at ECW?
This
I
might be a
remember,
little.
I remember John Cena winning a title.
This might be a little old school, but USWA you had plenty of talent winning the titles over there. Actually, the last gimmick they did was, who won it? I want to say it was like,
Cody Rhodes winning the NWA title.
well,
At All In.
But,
I think that's coming.
So like you're catching that fan. Not to say the WWE already has that fan base, like they absolutely do, but they just now are turning everybody into a farm system for them. That's gotta be worth something, and that benefits everybody because every company's getting eyeballs. The WWE has this funnel of talent just coming in, and then if any company at any time develops talent better than those guys, they'll leapfrog them. They just created fucking MLB AA, MLB single A, MLB triple A,
And not to mention, to that point, look at NXT UK women's. That's another one that's just popped up. And speaking of that, wasn't we a little disappointed this weekend that we didn't see the NXT women's title defended at Evolution like we assumed?
What happened with that, man? I thought I missed it.
Yeah, I thought I missed it too.
it was a dark match.
Yeah.
It was a dark match before, yeah.
Why?
I expected it.
The reason is because they haven't shown the title match for it. They haven't shown
Yeah,
Rhea
they haven't
Ripley
showed that
winning the title in that eight woman tournament that they had.
All right, I get you now. Well, let's talk about it, guys. Evolution this
Yeah, right, we
weekend.
might
How
as well
was
go
it?
into it?
Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first to say something about it. Awesome.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
Second,
We thought
third, fourth,
hot
fifth,
garbage.
sixth,
I think overall,
and I think given the build up for it, it should have been hot garbage.
yeah.
Yeah.
But those
But,
women
man,
turned
They
it
put it
up.
all. They put it all out. Yeah.
I think every nuance of the show, even the way they started it, right? You had that the rock band started up, mostly
Right.
women, right?
I thought I missed
That
something
feel.
when you said The Rock. I was like, wait,
Wait, he was
No. The rock band,
Oh yeah,
right? I'm forgetting the name now.
Shout out to Hailstorm. Oh my
That's
God.
right.
Hail-
Nita
Old
Strauss.
school with the
Jesus.
same.
Yeah.
Yo,
She was
JP
saying-
was like shaking in the space booth. He's like, "Damn, I forgot the band."
I think
Fuck.
she was
Nikki
on
Strauss.
You right.
She might be on the
I put the
payroll,
Kyrie.
guys, because
You
she
get
did
the
the Mick Foley thing too, no?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
maybe.
Stark Mick Foley, she might be under the.
she did what do you call it?
She did a couple things. I've seen it
Shinsuke's-
before.
Shinsuke's
Shinsuke
entrance.
Nakamura's
Oh,
entrance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nita Strauss. Nita
Nita
Strauss.
Strauss.
Nita Strauss.
That was a great way to start it up. And the show from top to bottom. I mean, even the matches that we thought were gonna be were
Oh, you mean like the first match?
Trish Stratus.
Oh,
no. I think that first
No, but
match
they
is
gotta
the
start.
perfect
They
way
gotta
to
start
open it.
big though. You gotta start.
That was the
big.
perfect way to open
That
it.
was that was the perfect
okay, but the
way.
Look,
match
we
was
talked-
horrible.
I don't say it was hard. It did what
They
it needed
missed
to do.
every
back.
spot,
They
man.
Walk
didn't
that
miss
back.
spots. It
Yo,
just
yeah.
it was
Lita-
predictable.
They were slow and heavy.
Lita
That's
used
what it
It
was.
was slow and heavy.
Lita used to do. What was that move called when you used to jump on Matt
Whisper in the
Hardy's
wind?
back? Whisper in the wind.
Yeah.
That was she wasn't whispering.
I
No goddamn
know.
wind,
She was
bro.
like, ah, in the
Yeah,
wind.
that bitch was
She was like an 80-year-old smoker.
yeah. Yo, but,
No,
I mean,
man,
other
like,
than
yo,
stuff
but-
like that, yeah, I see what you're.
That's why stop showing me the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
It's over, yo. Just walk
That's
it
why I'm
back.
glad they started
So what
with
did
it.
it? What
But
did
it
they
was fun.
see?
It was a fun match. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Like I was excited to see Trish and
Unique.
and Mickey James and then Lita like do a
I feel
flip
you. I
and then
feel you.
and
you
I'm
need to
glad
start
it
like that.
happened early because then it doesn't take away from
Everyone
you
else.
know
Yeah, get the
Everyone
shit out of the
else.
way early, right?
talent
Everyone
getting
else.
those spots.
And shout out to the crowd, yo. They were really popping
Oh,
during
they
this
was
match.
lit.
And
It
I
was
think that
lit.
just carried out throughout the rest of the night.
yeah, the whole night was popping. This was a
Yeah.
good crowd.
Yeah.
Everybody on Twitter was talking
But-
about it, yo. This crowd was
Yo,
I mean-
to mention something that Taz actually said on his podcast of his review for this pay-per-view, he said he hates when people say, "Chat, you still got it," because it's kind of like implying you lost it.
you did lose it.
Yeah.
You were gone from wrestling.
Exactly.
That's it. Like
So
you can't argue that.
Taz, reevaluate what you're talking about, man.
He
Yeah,
just
yeah,
tight,
like-
man. Yo, how was that SmackDown 1000?
When he chokes you
He's
out,
bitter, yo.
we're not
He's
helping
a
you,
little
right?
bitter.
I mean, he said he lives 25
That
minutes
little
away.
man.
So he could be on the
That's,
podcast and choke me out live.
That is Vic the Villain and
On
Pretty Chubby
Wednesdays.
Flacco. We're gonna get choked out.
Shout out to
By
Hornswoggle.
Taz.
That's none of my business.
Villain like
Yeah.
baby.
I do want to watch y'all take a Taz place. I'll give it to you if you
Yo.
want.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't want it.
yeah, you keep mentioning.
If you can- if
you
you
keep
can-
sprinkling.
if you can get
these
it
little
off,
threats
if you can
and invitations,
talk to him.
just bring it.
Oh,
Yo, you keep
Oof.
pushing
In
buttons,
a
you're
mud
gonna
match.
get the nuke. You feel me?
Oh, I have the antidote.
all right.
To a miss.
Things are getting heated over here, man. I think we don't have to settle.
Wait.
Come see me.
They call
What
me
is
the
the
Cuban Missile, Papa. You don't know?
Oh, wait a minute.
It was
Let's
a
not make
crisis.
this sexual.
I am the Cuban
Oh.
Missile Crisis.
It was
They
a
call me the
crisis.
Cuban Hamlet. This is what I do.
I see.
He
where
said he
you're
was gonna
going
hit you with the tomahawk.
your wiener.
Nah, it's
Speaking
my
of
finisher.
wieners,
It's
there
my
was
finisher.
none in this women's
Oh.
battle royal.
Not one. Not one.
Is that what we're calling
Not
it?
one. But yeah, actually, not for nothing. Everybody that we picked were the last competitors
Yeah?
in
Yeah,
this damn
but
match.
Except me.
That means we on.
And I won. Nia Jax.
Nia Jax,
Jax.
pretty
Oh,
chubby
word?
and old
That's
school.
it.
Got that.
That.
No doubt.
Yo, and you know what? I mean, am I wrong in saying that the ring seemed smaller? The ropes were lower.
The whole venue felt smaller.
Different.
Yes.
It
yes.
felt like
Even
NXT.
they blacked it out, even the crowd.
It
Right?
like
I
NXT.
thought
that-
at first
I
it
think
was
that had
the
a lot
fact,
to do with them not selling enough tickets at the top.
Oh, of
but they
course.
say they advertised it as sold out.
It felt
It
good
was
though.
not sold
It
out.
felt
It was
good.
not sold out.
Yeah.
It gave that old school vibe.
Yeah,
But yeah, that ring definitely
It
looks
gives the
smaller
NXT
or
vibe.
lower. Yeah.
give the NXT vibe.
So, like you
Yeah.
said, Elite Steve, they got the shit out the way for the first hour. And
No,
then,
but listen,
I
the battle
like
royal was dope. Even the funniest thing for me was the little dance number with Carmella and
Yeah,
Ivory.
that was
And
dope.
Ivory.
Shout out to
That was
Ivory,
dope.
who was actually one of the first women to glow.
Yo, this
Right?
woman's like
Mhm.
60 years old, bro.
I
Yo,
was just
and
praying
she
AJ
still could
Lee's
get it,
music
And
hit,
she still
man.
looks good.
Dude.
Yeah.
She looked better than Medusa.
I was kind of hoping.
Oh.
I was kind of
Allow your
hoping.
Blaze.
Don't let
Allegedly.
Paul E hear you.
I was hoping
She
the
should've
right to
worn the
censorship went on.
Oh,
When she was dancing.
for Ivory, oh,
Yeah,
that would have
she
been
was
dope.
like, "Oh shit," and then
That
like
would've
she would have
been
gotten tossed out. Bam.
Shout out to
Let's
the
go back.
90s.
Yo,
We'll
shout
go
out-
more than that later.
Shout out to all those women that came back. Man.
Yeah,
They did a
man.
really good job.
It was good.
Especially my future ex-wife, Kelly
Sure.
Kelly.
No
Oh,
doubt.
Kelly.
But the next match began the show, so to
I'm not
speak,
trying to rest in peace.
for the wrestling, because Toni Storm defeated Io Shirai like I
Yo.
said she would.
Yo, what a
match.
match.
Yo, what? a
What?
Pretty chubby
fucking-
with his technical difficulties.
What a
Welcome
match.
back.
bro.
Yo.
No, que yo tengo hambre. That's why. I'm about to eat this shit. chubby people problems.
Yeah, I feel you, dog.
But yeah, man, Toni Storm.
Incredible match.
What's up? Crazy
Incredible
match. They hit all their spot. Yo, how about that suplex, man, on the
You know what I liked?
What about that
on the-
sunset
on the
flip
apron?
off the turnbuckle to the outside?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yo,
Yeah.
Io
Io
Shirai is
Shirai.
a fucking
Yo,
my
beast.
God.
Charlotte,
A
hold
beast.
that right
Which
there.
is
Yo.
why my pick was Toni Storm,
Mhm.
because Io Shirai doesn't need this
Nah.
win.
Nah.
No, but
she was
she,
hyped
yeah.
enough in the video package alone.
Gentlemen, I'm wondering if the fact that this match was so great, did that push Becky and Charlotte to put the classic?
I hope
Nah,
it did. And
nah.
and-
Nah, I'll
Nah.
talk to you about.
I don't
Becky
think it
and
adds
Charlotte.
pressure to it.
well, before we move on, I think Io Shirai is better than Kairi Sane.
Kairi
Absolutely.
Sane and Asuka.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Guys,
And Asuka.
I think
They put on a clinic, right? But on top of that, it was the facials. Right?
Yeah.
Like that desperation after.
That's how we can.
Why you gotta go there,
That's
Steve?
how we can.
that's
I
what
gotta
who says.
Yo, why you
It's
acting
on
like,
the board somewhere?
why
but
you
go
acting
ahead.
like
That
I'm a home for?
desperation after Tony Storm hit her finish.
Japanese wrestling
Hey,
just get
best
messy.
move in the whole match was when like she was like hitting the Tony Storm was hitting the ropes, and then Io Shirai like lays on the ground, and Tony Storm takes a hard left and fucking drop
Oh,
kicks
no
the shit
doubt.
out.
Yeah.
How
That
about
was
it?
dope. That was dope.
Hey,
I was
shout
like,
out to
yeah, that's right.
And
shout
they
out
brought
to
it
the
up
announce team for pointing that out and
The
saying, you know
Unorthodox,
what,
yeah.
Toni Storm is unorthodox in the way she
Yeah,
wrestles.
She made me a fan.
Yeah,
You know who's
I was
unorthodox?
already a fan.
The Riot Squad.
Oh, when they defeated.
Yeah.
Well, they
They defeated.
When they catch the L,
No.
defeated.
when they were defeated.
Yeah.
were defeated. Yes.
Yo, Liv Morgan. She developed
Yo,
a little character
she's-
development with like her little kicking the
Okay,
legs and shit.
I think
Inglewood.
she ran point in that match.
201.
She was the number one out of the three.
201.
Lollipop.
So from
201 to
Jersey.
1, baby.
Shayna Baszler defeated Kairi Sane,
Le rompo el moño.
like I said she would.
You see.
That's exactly what we can.
nice thing. Not a-
Rompe moño.
Let's just highlight that.
Yeah, we're just not gonna have none of that today.
Moñito break.
Yeah, yeah. What's up with that Baszler match? though?
Yo, that shit was fire.
Yo.
She was fire.
Let me tell you one thing. I hated Shayna Baszler when she first came up.
Yes, I agree.
I think she's the best heel this company has right
Yes.
Okay.
Her,
now. She
And
makes
Ciampa.
you hate her character
Yeah,
so
but-
much.
and
Ciampa's my man
Becky
right now.
Lynch.
He's
Shout-
catching heat.
But I hate Shayna Baszler so much more than I do Ciampa.
So you dislike her?
No, I fucking hate her. I said it pretty clearly,
hate her
motherfucker.
guts.
I hate her.
No, because
You
you,
know-
love Ciampa. Talk
Nah.
about this match.
Nah, I'm
Shayna
done with that
Baszler,
match. We're all done with
You
that
had
match.
2 of the potential 4 horsewomen of
This,
MMA.
and you called it. You called it.
Interjecting
You just,
into the
this
match.
wasn't in the main event.
I mean, I called them multiple
That's
times.
true.
They
I was covering
They
all my odds, right? But listen,
he made
they
sure he hit.
interjected-
JP picked everything.
Which-
which saved Kairi Sane, right? Her credibility as far as her
She did
losing.
get attacked.
I didn't think they needed it. I didn't think
No.
they needed it, but it at least introduced these new characters to the stable.
I think this shuts down my idea for them for Survivor Series. They're probably not ready because they would have made them. They would have had them do more.
they're not
if they
ready.
were ready, but they're not ready.
No, they're
Let's-
not, they
Yeah.
weren't ready,
Against Becky.
but they were
No, against
definitely
Charlotte.
ready
Charlotte.
to
Against
be
Charlotte.
known.
yeah.
You know, people got to know that this is Ronda's crew
Yeah,
and Shayna's crew. Like, they had to learn eventually who these people were.
Becky
Blah,
Lynch is
blah.
the man.
That's right.
that's right.
The
And-
man.
And she's a Devils fan, so fuck Long Island.
Oh,
First
damn.
off,
All right. The
The
whole
Vic
the
Villain
whole
main event.
yes, the
Yeah.
whole
For
island.
real.
Shout out
You
to
called
that
it.
iconic Sane.
called it.
But it
Well,
deserved. But it wasn't the main event.
That's
But
why
it,
I love it.
It wasn't on
was
last,
the main
but
event.
it deserved.
This was
In
the
our
best
hearts.
match we've
Whoa.
seen in a long time.
You remember that time she buried fucking Charlotte
In
under?
chairs?
Yes.
I know that
She
wasn't
power
right.
bombed her off the apron. Like, yo, she was.
Yo,
These
I saw
women-
these women take spots I haven't seen men take.
Oh,
But
like,
who was it? Yo,
But she
shout out to
landed-
one of the tweets, man. The blood and the in this match and
Yeah.
the body
It
parts.
wasn't bloody, folks, because somebody retweeted
That's
back.
what I'm talking about.
They say, "Oh, a bloodbath." I'm like, I didn't say bloodbath, but these you could physically see the bruises and cuts on their bodies. Because if you look at that one spot where she suplexed Charlotte onto the ladder and she falls on her lower back,
Yeah,
yo,
she-
those
like,
screams
it hurt.
were organic.
my wife was
That
screaming.
that hurt.
Yeah.
That was not
Oh, the-
kayfabe.
Nah, I think that was me. I was like, yo, if there was blood in this match, this is a 10 out of 10. Like for me, as an attitude, and so this is what I was gonna say before, right? Becky Lynch said in the lead up to this match that like she got a lot of tutelage from like Attitude Era stars like Mick Foley and Austin in particular gave her like matches to watch, and I felt like I watched the Attitude Era in this match.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
why
you did.
and that's why like towards the end I was like, yo, if there's blood in this match,
Yeah.
like that's my shit. Like
Yeah.
this whole match was just fire. And without it, it was still fucking phenomenal. It was very Attitude Era. You had the whole chair spot. You had broken tables.
No, and not only that,
You
yo,
had
Balls.
yo,
They
respect-
weren't cheap with the
figure
hardware.
eight on the fucking ladder.
Forget
Like-
about
Nice.
broken tables. Remember when it didn't
Oh.
break?
exactly.
And you know
Wow.
what? And Charlotte, I feel like on the fly was like, no, do it again. Do it
You
again.
gotta
Yeah.
do it,
I'm breaking
yeah.
this
And I
table.
respect
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and
got
that's
it.
what you do.
You got to. You got to.
And
You're in
we
charge of your
know
character.
That separates the main
and we
event
know
from.
the intelligent viewer understands that when the table does not break, that shit hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit was painful, and she
Yeah.
got back the fuck up.
and went
Yeah.
back
Did it
at it
again.
again.
That was good. That
You
was
know
good.
what else was good?
No.
Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella.
It was good.
Surprisingly, it was good.
It was good.
It was good.
It was
Yo, you
good.
done arm wrestling with your motherfucking microphone?
Pretty chubby.
Holy huevos, bro.
Playing with his chubby.
That's what Bree was saying.
Hey, oh,
Oh,
man. Not a single nice thing. Not one. Like, we can't have one. One.
My
Yo,
upbringing
Brie
was
Bella
terrible.
Was okay. She
No,
was
no,
good.
no.
She was better than okay. No. She was good.
No, she was
But
good.
everyone's like, oh my God, like this was the second coming of Christ.
Nah,
she carried
man.
Ronda
Nah,
throughout this match.
No.
She's done performances like this before.
You know what it was?
She held on.
The reality was that Nikki kept up, and it was okay. That's
Yeah,
all it was.
That's all for you.
So,
You didn't like it?
No.
so,
Am I cut
so
off?
she did a base level heel job, right? and
I should have cut you off.
Yeah, we should have cut
We
you
should've
off a
just
minute
cut
ago.
you off.
Y'all know better than that.
Why you want to fight me?
I'm not CM Punk.
Let me tell you a story about Vince though.
So no, Nick,
can we talk about that armbar off the second or the top rope where we thought like Nikki had died?
No,
Yeah,
I thought
she took
somebody's.
I
shoulder
was waiting for the
dislocated.
X to go up and the event to be over right
that
then and
was
there.
awkward as hell. I had to ask on Twitter, like, "Yo, show me that again," because they're not showing it on TV, and I really need to see
Yo,
what the fuck just
a lot
happened.
of Ronda spots look. They
Because
do.
she's only been wrestling for like a couple
No,
months.
but
Agreeing.
that is
Agreeing.
legitimate moves that they're trying to,
I
looks-
feel you. I feel like the moves are a little bit too advanced that she's attempting, man. But yeah, she's still a little green. She got some time to go, and I like how she's getting a little more comfortable with the mic. that promo she did with Becky. We'll probably get into it a little later, but
Yeah,
it was pretty
yeah,
good.
we're definitely getting into that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rhonda for kissing her husband in front of Nikki.
A husband. But Raw, guys. The opening this week. Baron Corbin is in the middle of the ring with the Universal title, and not a bad attempt to get heat, guys, but it wasn't the greatest either. He mentions Roman Reigns, and he says he wishes he doesn't come back to Raw because he made his life a living hell.
Do you think it was too soon?
No, it wasn't that bad for it to be too soon. Like, it was an okay. It was a decent shot at heat, and he got it. He got the heat he wanted, and they actually cut him off a little short too. They had Brock Lesnar come out, and
Which was right at the right time.
But perfect timing. Perfect timing.
I never thought I would say
No
thank God Brock Lesnar came out.
Right.
At that point, it was a perfect timing for that because he was pushing the Arizona Cardinals were calling. That's
They
how
were
bad
calling
it was.
fast. Heyman takes the mic and he addresses the situation. He says it's gonna be a spoiler alert here, like he usually does. I think he did this in Mania. Remember,
It
the
was.
streak was over.
But didn't he say he took over the mic and said this is premeditated?
Oh yeah, this is pre-scripted or some shit. Yeah. Shout out to Heyman.
Just
Man.
as if this is premeditated.
He just knows what to say.
Who knows
this
it?
man? But yeah, Strowman quickly interrupts, gets in Lesnar's face while in the middle of him trying to fucking get into Lesnar's face. It like Corbin, like a little child, like poking a bear, trying to get behind Strowman, and he just power slams him like twice or three times in the fact that, but then he gets F5 for his troubles. Did I leave you guys?
Was it
with anything?
F5 or was it F3? Because Brock looking lean.
Shout out to
Brock,
that. Yeah.
Brock is looking leaner. So that's telling me, UFC is in the market.
Well, okay. I think just to throw in my 2 cents, I think Strowman's going over. But let's not
Strowman
forget about-
McIntyre.
let's
Going
not
over
forget
what?
about,
You heard it here first.
on Friday. But we'll get there. Bobby Lashley Balor. That was the next match of the night.
You mean the next participant in the World Cup?
Yeah, well, it was announced after this match. Corbin replaces Cena with Lashley. I like that they didn't hurt anybody with what they did here. They kept Lashley going, and then nothing really hurts Finn because it was a squash finish, I guess.
Yeah, but do you guys enjoy the fact how they introduced the fact that John Cena's not going to be there?
Yeah, I think they kind of did it. Okay, so
They eased
I
into
mean,
it,
he
for
mentioned
sure.
he mentioned he was going to take over for John Cena.
yeah, I think they should have fucking done it better than what they did.
So listen, they're in a tight situation right now, right? Where your leading star is now refusing to go to this big event, and you can't trash him, and you really don't want to bring up what's going on behind the scenes, right? So this is, you're out. You try to do it. Right?
So you interject Bobby Lashley and fucking have Hulk Hogan host the shit.
What, Hulk Hogan?
No, if Hulk Hogan's gonna be there, we
If
all
he
know
shows up,
he's
brother.
gonna.
The
That's
reports
news to me. That's
are
news
that
to me.
If she
reports
shows up,
are
brother.
right now that Hulk Hogan may host the
Yeah.
fucking Crown Bloody
Yeah,
Jewel.
he'll be
What?
there. No, he'll be there to crown the champion with the trophy.
Oh, for the World Cup?
He
I
could
just
be there for the
saw
World
I
Cup.
just saw
Oh
15
my
minutes ago
God.
he will host it.
Holy shit!
And if
They
you don't
are-
have John Cena, if you don't have Daniel Bryan, right? 2 stars
No
in the
Roman
last
Reigns
decade.
either.
No Roman Reigns. Who better than Hulk Hogan?
It sounds
More
like
controversy.
Connecticut Stanford has just did a heel turn right now. Are you kidding me? Like, what's going on
I
here?
think WWE.
Listen,
It's a heel
so
company.
they've always relied on their stars of the golden age, right? We're seeing DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, right? So if you already have those guys out there and you're not bringing Stone Cold or The Rock in, it's got to be Hogan.
I guess. But there's a lot of controversy, and we're gonna touch base on most of it. 10 women tag bullshit.
Guys, I mean, this might be part of the topic tonight, but it's the first time we see now Finn Balor after a situation with Roman Reigns. And we're talking about who's going to be the next face of the company.
Right. Shout out to that episode we're gonna cover, but continue your point, JP, because I think I have something for that too.
Do you think this is Finn Balor's time?
I can agree with that, but I'm doing a parallel right now, starting from last week, and I'm comparing Finn Balor right now on a weekly basis to Elias.
And that's what I was gonna say.
And they're running parallel right now. They're not really parallel because Elias is over as fuck. But Finn Balor, it looks like they got him a little win over Lashley. They didn't hurt him this week. Why wouldn't they not hurt him this week? They want to keep him a little relevant. I think those two are gonna be it's got to be one of those two. It's got to be one. But shout out to that. But we're definitely gonna get into that. The 10 women tag happens after that. But speaking of Elias, that happened right after with he comes out and
you're skipping over the 10 women tag because that's what Raw did.
Yeah,
I mean, we had a show that just had one of the best pay-per-views they've had in a while, right? Consistent, right? Great show, so much emotion. And they barely talked about it to even begin. The first 2 hours of the show, you barely heard about it, and you get a 10 women tag.
But to be fair, they did cut in a lot of like Evolution cut scenes. But what is that? Like, come on,
But
like
it's not giving
it his due.
Yeah. And what they did do, they didn't even talk about what like did Ronda come? Well, they had the thing with Ronda and Becky. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Because they just immediately jumped into Survivor Series. They didn't even. They talked about Trish and Lita, the worst match I think of the night. So you're gonna highlight some crappy part of the evening?
Those are legends.
Speaking of the worst match of the night, how about Cable and Rude against the Ascension?
Why are we still doing
Wasn't that
this right now?
a triple threat tag team match?
Oh, there was someone else in there?
Oh no, yeah. Apparently there was this NXT team called the Ascension.
Oh,
They were in there too. But it was a squash. I think AOP got over. No, actually Gable they're
and
giving them
Rude.
the win. They keep winning, and this is what's pissing me off. They're not supposed to be a tag team. You can even tell Rude is getting pissed off in the promos. Like he's kind of like, okay, you're saying a little bit glorious, a little bit too much for me. Like you got to slow it down, buddy.
Well, that's all part of the heel turn that should have happened 6 months ago.
Right. Oh, I think we skipped over Elias and Jinder Mahal. It was a good match. Elias got over, but before
we
that,
should.
yeah, he's picking this. They're selling this face roll for him with Corbin and shit.
Yeah, man, it's working.
Yeah.
It's working. I think after seeing Elias last week bringing the guitar, you know what I mean? And then backstage, man, he how about him blowing off Dana Brooke? I know Enos Cantor wasn't happy about that. Dana Brooke was trying to see what's up.
That was funny, man.
Right?
That was.
And then the person coming by with the chocolate cake. He's like, yeah, put that in my dressing room. Like, the most random shit.
Oh my god!
And it works, man. Right now, Elias is in a wonderful spot, and we talk about who's gonna be the next.
I think he's on his way.
He's in the conversation too, gentlemen.
Yeah. Conversations. Why did we wait till 10 o'clock to have this conversation about what happened last week with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose? This was in the middle of the show.
Because you always wait for your major plot points to happen at the beginning of the hour.
When there's most viewers.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess there is a logic behind this. Then maybe I am wrong.
Well, only on production. I mean, storyline wise, it makes no sense.
Right.
But
I really wanted to get down to business with this Ambrose thing, and then I was unsatisfied because, of course, he didn't fucking say a word. He just stood up there, which is pretty dope too. Because at the end of the day, he's a new character now, so he's got to
You say new, I say old. I think maybe Dean Ambrose has left the building and we're seeing a little bit of John Moxley.
Ooh, that would be some great promo work. Jesus. After that, I believe we had a match with Ziggler and
You had Nia and
oh, you're right, Nia Jackson, Ember Moon. My bad.
you had the winner of the Battle Royal in Evolution go up against
the
Ember
runner-up.
Moon. The
Her
runner-up.
buddy.
And then you had Tamina cause a distraction.
So I think Mischief was on to something
He
here
was.
when he was talking about the Nia Jackson Tamina. Obviously, we didn't see his pick win Tamina, but Nia Jax did win, and they are feeding to this feud now.
Yo, shout out to the tribute they both made for Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah,
During the Battle Royal, they both
They both did the little power up roar.
power up roar.
Shout out to that. I didn't see
Face to
that.
face, they did the
Really?
power up roar, and then they fucked up.
And then they cleaned house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody did the Superman punch. Also,
It was,
That was-
Jey Uso
Jay. Okay.
on last week's SmackDown.
Okay, no doubt. So yeah, he's definitely getting some love from the
From the family,
from the
basically.
family. Yeah. they really are sad, and then it's a sad time, right, for the Yanoa family. And,
Yeah, but
and
at the same time, they were showing love, but they were also letting each other know, like, we here.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it seems like there might be this feud occurring. And honestly, Tamina looked all right, man. She hit her spots. The super kick looked clean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yes,
She looks all right.
She's too injured
looks like an
prone.
enforcer.
She's too injured
She's
prone. That's
injury
the
prone.
thing. Yeah. It's
And
injury
if she
prone.
could get this little run right now, I'm with it.
Yeah, shouldn't be that bad.
probably be her last run too.
Potentially.
Shit. Dolph Ziggler. Actually, I'm sorry. The
Because Rhea
revival.
Ripley's here.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley's
Mm.
coming, and she a big girl. Rhea Ripley too. She could
Similar.
bang.
Monster.
Similar style.
Revival and Lucha House Party. What is this Lucha House Party shit?
So it's a gimmick on 205, which makes no sense on 205, and they brought it to the main roster.
Because it's gonna make sense.
And on top of that, they made them relevant by beating the one team, the one team that should be dominant on Raw in the tag division.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Can,
Why had the revival?
can they ask
drop
for
back?
their release and go into the NWA tag title tournament that's coming up soon?
They would
That'd be
thrive. They would thrive there.
Yo, but shout out to their logo though, because if you see it, it's a Lucha House with the in your house
what
logo.
Okay.
Yeah, this is dope.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty dope.
Some nostalgic ass.
I really think somebody from the revival fucked somebody's daughter. Because this shit doesn't happen unless you burn bridges and London Bridge is falling down. That's all I gotta say.
Oh God. Ziggler comes out to talk about why he's gonna win this damn World Cup. I'm tired of hearing why these wrestlers come out and talk about why they're gonna
Putting
win.
these promos on why they're gonna
It's
win
wasting
and all
time.
that.
They could do this on social media. Put it on the app somewhere. Put it on IG. Shout out to our IG. SPC
And
Suite.
when we've said that in the past, a lot of the conversation is, well, Raw is 3 hours. No. Don't fill it up with filler. Give us content. Give us
It's about
product.
an
the
hour and a
recaps.
half of content. The rest is
Between the
commercial and
recaps and the
recaps.
dead air promos that don't hit home, it's a lot of waste of time. I got shit to do today.
for
You
real.
already have
And
so
tomorrow.
many days of programming. You have a Wednesday full of 3 different shows. Like, use your time effectively. If not, get the fuck out.
For real.
Bring it back to 2 hours. Save us some sleep.
Well, they did give us a little treat. I like Ziggler and Apollo Crews here.
I'm just not excited because I've seen it before.
You seen it? Okay. I don't
mean,
remember them.
and when Apollo Crews first came up,
Okay.
he was against Ziggler. He had a
Really?
feud versus Ziggler.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Ziggler put him over.
Nice.
So I've seen it before.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's why the only reason I'm not excited. And that's an element that's still missing. Like, what's gonna make it more exciting?
I would have liked to have seen him be one of the guys they trust and give him some wins on Raw now that there's an opening, but they're still making him job. Apollo Crews is still jobbing here. So it was only to make Ziggler look good for the weekend, but let's just see next week. And then
Hey,
I'll probably-
Ziggler made him look good when he debuted. So
Yeah.
That was just one of those deals where, you know what would have made it interesting if Apollo Crews had a personality.
Shit.
are you saying he needed Dana Brooke?
Or Leo Rush.
Leo Rush with
He
Apollo
is tight
Crews.
as
Stop.
Yeah. Well, it's not Leo Rush. It's Vince McMahon.
I don't give a fuck.
That's what it
It's
is.
Leo Rush.
Since Vince McMahon got in his ear,
Leslie.
My man.
Leslie.
My man.
man of the hour. Man of the
Yo,
hour.
stop.
You know who needs to stop? The Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. They need to stop.
Stop
Why?
all. Everything.
So, I mean, they had the old switcheroo. DX comes out. Hunter comes out to lure Kane out. Shawn Michaels jumps in the ring, sneaks in, super kick. End of show.
Super kick to the face.
End of show, and we're off to go to Crown Jewel.
It's just one of the feuds that I've been least excited about. It looks terrible. I mean, you have senior citizens in the ring trying to make it work. And I mean, let's talk about what Crown Jewel is. This bloody jewel of a of a show, right? It's about nostalgia. It's about, right? Because if you talk about the tournament itself, best in the world, a bunch of old dudes, really, right?
And nobody from other promotions.
Really?
When you have like UK tournaments,
You know what
for
I mean?
Other promotions, nah.
So it's feeding to the nostalgia of Saudi Arabia. So that's why Hulk Hogan makes sense, right? That's why Kurt Angle in there makes sense. That's why this tag team match makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm
wanna
waiting
see
for
it.
Iron Sheik to show up.
And the perfect timing now. Let's get into it, guys. We've been stalling for so long. It's the hot topic of the weekend. So apparently, 2 superstars will not be attending.
Yo, hold on, yo. Steve had to take a really big shit. So,
Dude, I don't even know if that was a shit.
Was it?
That
Was that a
shit burned
shit?
a hole in my stomach.
Did it look like Vic?
Is that a shit?
Is that what Vince McMahon's gonna
I
say
had a
on
lot
Monday?
of corn.
And you didn't even eat corn, right?
No.
Is that what he's gonna get on
candy
Monday?
corn. Yeah, candy corn.
Fuck
Yo,
so
so
yeah.
what the fuck y'all talking about?
Well, we finished Raw.
Oh, all right, cool.
You're saved. And it's time for SmackDown.
You're welcome.
So, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, they're not going to Saudi Arabia now. How do we feel about this, guys?
Well, Mark Henry talked about like Brian not going to Saudi Arabia. And he talked about something that I think makes a lot of sense. You know, you're supposed to do this for like the fans and the company, and like for the United States to feel compelled to force a private business to not do business is kind of crossing a certain line that some people are not comfortable with. I know that morality plays into this, and like people are like, oh, this is Blood Jewel, right? And like that's the name of the episode, right? For all intents and purposes, it's like 31 Blood Jewel, right? And yeah, like they do have that aspect to it, but they're business people. Like, would you feel the same if like Ja Rule had a concert and 50 Cent bought 200 tickets to that concert?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying.
Ultimate troll.
That sounds very
Yo,
specific.
all I'm gonna say about that, and I wonder what the guys in the Night Job podcast feel about this. All I'm gonna say is, there's a reason why 50 Cent got shot 9 times. All right,
Shout out to Black and Cass.
and that's
the
why
rest
these
of the
200
Night
empty
Job
seats,
podcast.
right? And if he's the reason why Ashanti only had 24 tickets sold for that college performance she had a couple weeks ago, had to cancel it.
Ashanti did that shit himself with him.
Damn.
All right, so
I got all 24 of her
There's
boyfriends.
an issue we got though. You know, when we say a private company, right? First of all, it's not private; it's a public company, right?
So fair.
Oh, but on top of that, it's a public company with political ties, right? When you have the former president of the company, who's also still a shareholder of the company, who sits in a cabinet position,
Yep.
right, in Linda McMahon, it starts crossing, it blurs the line at the very least.
That's fair. I mean, ultimately, I feel like you guys, and I feel like the WWE should have, like before anything else, kind of said, you know, killing somebody is crossing a motherfucking line. You know what I mean? And I think that, but it's not as easy as a decision as everyone makes it seem.
Hey, listen, it's
You know,
50
It's
mil.
about millions and ultimately billions of
Yep.
dollars over a 10-year deal that is direct. Like the United States has done worse. Let's you know what I mean? Like
This is true.
You know, so again, because it's a business, telling a business not to run itself like crosses socialist lines. And you're right that Linda McMahon and the ties to that, and like there are some political ambiguities, I guess, but this whole administration has kind of been a political ambiguity. So why does WWE have to be the standard bearer, right? When like they do so many other good things, you can say with like the Sarah Coleman and like
They keep the show going when their own crew dies. I mean, so. Or there's Brian Pillman, where they just ignored the fact that he died in the hotel room and just kept on going with the show.
Word.
what do you think?
So,
What do you think, Daniel Bryan?
I have one grief.
Hold on, what do you think
Ooh,
Daniel Bryan and John Cena are doing since they're not going to Blood Jewel?
They fucking a Bella.
Okay.
Well,
Brie,
one
that
of them
is.
Not
One
a
out of
single
two.
Not
nice
Cena.
thing, man.
I
Never.
get it.
Not one, not a
But
We can never have nice things.
I have a grievance with Daniel.
Why?
So Daniel Bryan.
The vegan?
I said it once. I'll say it again. You soft, bro.
Nah.
You are soft as fuck
S.
to be accurate.
Okay.
W.
Talk about it.
I feel like Mark does, man. Like I feel, you have a job, you get paid to do your job, you do your job. I understand the controversy behind this. I'm not trying to like downplay on any of it. I get it, but Cena's one thing.
Why? Why is Cena
Why
one
is it
thing?
a different?
Cena, he's looking out for his movie career. Okay, great.
And Daniel Bryan can't
Daniel
be looking out
Bryan-
for his post wrestling career.
Well, Daniel Bryan fought, right? He's preaching that he fought and clawed to be here. All he wanted was the WWE champ.
But if
all
I
this-
don't
all
agree
this-
with
all
something,
this
I'm
shit's
not doing it either.
Okay,
Exactly.
but all this fight to come back to the EU, the getting cleared by doctors and shit.
that
Vic.
shouldn't make you have to do anything.
But listen to this,
Vic,
Daniel. You preach it, right? And don't show you show up. They give you the main event with AJ Styles, and listen.
But
At the end of the day, you compare these matches. Who's the one guy you always want to see in these dream matches most of the time? Daniel fucking Bryan, right? You're a star dude, so you have some leeway. Because my argument will probably it won't even happen. But I don't want to see Daniel Bryan now. You gave up your chance, is what you did. You
No.
gave up your
No.
spot to
Yeah,
Samoa
yeah.
fucking Joe.
Nah.
And what happens? What
nah.
happens because you feeling you're in your feelings? Now we lost a good main event and was put on television with a commercial.
Selfish
By
shit.
the way,
Nah. For
we
me-
had a fucking commercial.
One commercial.
It's
We had,
one
like-
too many.
We had two commercials.
Too many.
Yo,
too
it was
many.
like
But you saw it in the top.
It
left
doesn't
corner.
matter. It waters down the main event product, and we're probably gonna see it again. Guess what? This is
gonna
what they
see it
do.
again 'cause they're gonna bring it back.
But it ruins it. It
Yo,
ruins
and
it.
you
the
know-
fact that he didn't go, it makes him a hero
Absolutely.
because he risked it all for his
Yeah.
Just
work.
like I'm
So
not
you
gonna.
can say all
yeah,
that shit.
yeah, but it still doesn't change
He
my
babyface.
opinion.
I don't
because-
want to compare it to this because it's not the same situation. But similarly, Colin Kaepernick doing what is against everybody's decision making, standing up for what you believe in,
I think that's what he was going
and
for.
taking a stand.
That's
Nah, I
dangerous.
don't
I
think
think
that's
that's-
going for it at all.
I think
It's
that's what he
not
was
the
going for.
same, but
I
what I'm
just
saying, he's
don't
going
think he agreed
against
with
what everyone else wanted him to do. And at the end of the day, he still got a match.
No, you
on
know
Monday
what?
Night Raw.
Hold on.
You know
If
what
you're
he did? He did what no one else in the company besides Cena had the balls to do.
Exactly.
So then we
Nah,
shouldn't be
what
talking
happened
about
here was
Daniel
simple,
Bryan and
man. What
Cena.
happened here was simple. Daniel Bryan hiked up his wife's thong, loaded up, and Samoa Joe
Not
laced
one
up
nice
his
thing.
boots, manned the fuck up, and did the job that because Daniel was in his feelings, didn't want to do. Now I feel Joe deserves that spot because guess what? Joe's injured. Samoa Joe's not supposed to be cleared to fight. But why does he
Do
have
we
to
know
risk?
that for a fact?
Well, it was reported. It could be a work, but if it's not a work, he's injured and he's not supposed to be fighting. So he came out of
And that's
injury
why
He got cleared in
you're
Saudi
in
Arabia.
charge.
because
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan's being soft.
You're
I
in
don't
Being
charge of
think
your
soft, you
own
wanna be-
character.
So it's not. Don't tell me it means the world to you. It doesn't mean the world because obviously this political shit that has nothing to do with you personally. But maybe I guess you do have your stand, and I respect that. Okay,
Nah, it just has
but
a set
because of that,
morals.
this man said, "Fuck you." Then I'm hurt, but I'm still gonna. Or maybe they
You're in charge of your own character.
You know
He
what?
did
Brownie
that.
points.
You know what? I think Daniel
Don't-
Bryan at the end of the day was like, I'm not going to perform in a place where my wife and my child cannot see me perform.
And Joe was like, "Fuck it,
I'll
do
take
it."
that.
Wendy's at home.
Samoa
match
Joe's
was
the next.
dope.
He's the next
It's
guy.
a dope match.
What happened post match? Joe comes out, assaults them both. Now Daniel Bryan, this could be nothing, but this could also be when he tried to jump back in there and try to help. After the fact, he could have just slid
Are you
out the
kidding?
ring. He could have slid out the ring and kept it wood, and it's
So
just
he's a
AJ
baby
and Joe.
face.
Do you not
Okay.
see the
It
writing
could
on
be
the wall?
nothing. It could.
Are you?
That's-
You don't
okay.
Triple threat match for the WWE
I don't think.
title.
I don't
and
think Daniel
Survivor
Bryan
Series.
deserves
No,
that now.
I don't think so. I think Daniel Bryan's gonna be gone for a little bit,
That's what I want.
and I think he's
This is
gonna
where I'm
come back WrestleMania.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
no,
fine.
I'm sorry, the Royal Rumble. I think he's gonna come back to Royal Rumble and win that.
That's
shit.
fine, but don't be in the pictures now, because you just gave you in your feelings, bro. You lost your spot.
I don't agree with
You
that.
lost
I feel
your
like
spot.
you're in your feelings
Pay your
right now,
fucking
Vic.
dues.
Yeah, yeah,
Pay your
hurt
fucking
your
dues.
feelings.
Pay your fucking dues.
What you mean, pay your dues?
Pay
He
your
paid
fucking
his
dues.
dues.
He's got-
He
pay him
almost
again.
lost his career.
Pay him
He's
again.
got a broken freaking neck. His wife
Nobody's
botches
bigger.
matches.
At the end of the day, nobody. Vince always
He's on
said
a
it.
short leash.
No one's bigger than the company. Not one wrestler has ever been bigger than the company.
It's not about
And we'll
being
never
bigger
be.
than the
And
Rock.
nobody's bigger than
You're
morality.
swinging. You're swinging it
Steve
around. Like,
Austin,
No.
if you expect
No. Wait.
you're swinging it around like
Because-
it's okay.
No,
What gives him
But
the right and not okay?
he's
Cena, okay.
he's not only sticking up for this situation, but he's sticking up for his boy Sami Zayn, who's not even allowed to be on the fucking card.
I don't think Sami Zayn's on his mind right now. But
Dude,
he
isn't
did
Kevin Owens
before.
on the
He
card?
did before. Sami Zayn, the whole Sami Zayn
Sami
shit.
Zayn is not allowed to be there at all.
That was
He
the
wasn't
last
allowed
that was-
last time.
That was the last pay-per-view.
It don't matter.
No,
he
he
wouldn't be
wouldn't be
allowed to be
allowed
there
this time
either.
No, I'm saying, yeah, if he would have been around, that would have been a thing too. And he probably, you're right. But I don't think he's thinking about him right now. Right now, the whole thing is the whole shit with the journalist and all that. And
No,
That's
of course.
position.
That's a main point because that's what's going on now.
Yeah.
But he's sticking up for everybody in that locker room that should have been like, look, I'm not going.
And you know what? He has the clout to do so because anybody else that said that, they wouldn't even put on the programming. And they had a championship match on SmackDown because of it.
Because they know if you fire Daniel Bryan over something like that, not only is he going to New Japan or another company, but he's going to put WWE on blast for that
Oh,
shit.
hell yeah.
So, no, he's in the right. I support Daniel Bryan's
He
decision
took
to
this
not go.
L.
he may be in the right.
He took this L. He'll take the sacrifice of maybe not being on screen for a while, but he stood up for his fucking morals.
I think that's what he
That's-
deserves, though.
and I have no motherfucking problem with that.
Not at all.
But I think he did. I don't have a problem if he does take some time off the screen. That's
No,
my point.
and that's gonna happen because you can't go
Don't
against
do
the
this.
company.
My thing is, don't do this, and then now you want to miss Crown Jewel, but you still want to be in a triple threat story with AJ and Joe. No, let them finish this shit and then come back.
but
Royal
whose
Rumble,
decision
whatever
is
the fuck.
that ultimately?
That's always Vince, dude.
It's always Vince.
yeah.
Dude,
He knows
Yeah.
what he's doing. John Cena knew what he was doing. Danny knew what he was doing. That's why Dean didn't speak up again.
guys, I think we need to hug
Right?
Dick.
Yeah. Maybe
I just don't like
Screw
Daniel
hug
Bryan
time.
right now.
you need
I really
some
need him off
therapy?
television.
You
You really
just-
don't like him that much?
No, I do. It's just this soft shit. I can't get over.
I guess
it.
it's because you expected so much from his return, and he
that's
hasn't
a
done
little.
shit.
That's yo.
So
yeah,
blame
that
You're in
that
charge
could
of your own
be true
character,
too.
though.
That could be true too, man. Because yo,
blame Brie Bella.
sometimes good, sometimes shit.
Promo the
The next
war?
part, very
Talk about
much shit. A lot of shit. Jeff
Speaking
Hardy
of
cuts a
shit.
promo. He gonna win today Friday.
Dude.
Shit.
I know
Miz
what.
cuts promo. He
I-
say he gonna win Friday. Shit.
I know what Jeff Hardy's not going to be when he retires.
Shit.
As a promo teacher at NXT. Because
Damn.
Jesus, man.
You've got
Could you cut a worse promo?
Widow.
But what happened? He was good in Impact with the whole widow and all that shit.
Drugs.
It was really many
Yeah.
more Matt
Was it-
Hardy driven.
Was
Drugs.
it just weird and we were okay with it? And now
I
we're
think that's
kinda
what it
like,
was.
you're
Yeah.
just
It was
weird.
just a
I just
cool
think he
thing
needs
to
to
be.
be
No
sent
one
on
gave
bombing
a
the whole
fuck,
time.
and we knew
Have
he
a
was
good night,
high as hell.
What?
Maybe they need to give him a bump. I don't know.
Well, Paige
Whoa.
also Paige is trying to get Charlotte
Off a
a bump up to the captain position for Survivor
Hey.
Series women's match.
Oh,
She
word,
said
Charlotte?
she don't deserve it, but Paige's like, think
So,
about it.
so let me ask you guys a question because when Paige made that comment is like she feels like she doesn't deserve it, like she's insecure. I kind of felt like Charlotte was like, nah, that's beneath me. I took it as, nah, I'm going after the title. Me and Becky got some shit going on.
She's invested.
Be
She's
captain
invested in
about
it.
Survivor Series, that's cute, but nah.
That would have been a nice little heel.
That's what I took it as. Paige threw in that,
Because if like Becky Lynch is gonna be our Stone Cold, it'd be nice to have a nice heel Rock chasing after her, and if Charlotte could be that.
That won't
bitch.
happen at Survivor Series though, because got Becky and Ronda.
Charlotte's like, no, I'm not here for the company.
well, I'll tell you
I
where
don't
it
wanna
won't
be the
happen.
Face of SmackDown. I'm trying to get this title.
It won't happen like Bloody Jewel.
Bloody
but,
Jewel, no.
You know, it'd be kind of cool though, is if Charlotte costs Becky that match at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
She could get some heat for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, easy, absolutely. So, the
Yo,
new
We
day.
got to get into this one. This is
Yo,
probably my favorite.
I
part
was
of the
marking out so hard,
Yo,
yo.
the
I felt like I
Brood?
was alone.
Yo,
Show.
for
Can
real.
we talk about how bad that crowd was?
Yo, that
Oh,
crowd
man.
no sold the shit out of the
Dude,
Brood.
it's the
Damn.
fucking
Is the
Brood.
Brood
I
really
never
like that
thought-
obscure?
Are we
I
that
never
old?
thought
How
we would
young
hear that
are
music
they?
again.
How young is the crowd that they don't know who
they
the
were
hell
like,
the Brood is?
where's John Cena's music?
I never thought we would hear the Brood's music in WWE ever again.
That was
Yeah.
The fact that we
amazing.
got that, it was awesome.
And I was ready for the crowd to pop. Like, no.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
shout
well.
out to Gangrel, who's recently on MLW too.
Oh yeah,
And shout
Nice.
out to Tajiri because they were misting all over the place.
no
But
doubt.
ultimately, shout out to
they
the
caught
New
Big
Day.
Show with a
Because I could see that being
Dude,
the New Day's
I-
idea.
I don't think
yeah.
I don't think there's three guys having more fun in this company right now than the New Day.
That's
Oh,
why, like, we could talk about like Biggie or Kofi or even Xavier getting like a singles push.
but they don't have to break
This
up.
is a
because
really nice place to be in the company
Yeah.
where you can literally do whatever the fuck you want and it's over.
And
It's
I would
so
say they
over.
have creative freedom right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
everything they've done has worked.
No, but Vince, we're gonna come in as the Brood. All right, he's gonna dress as Gangrel, and I'm gonna dress as Christian. And he's gonna be Edge.
And the thing is, with
No,
like
what?
their brand of comedy, like I'm sure if you said this like the way you're saying it, it sounds corny as fuck. But they do it so well.
Yeah.
What's Kofi Kingston when he's the reporter?
Oh, what's his
Oh,
name?
man.
Yo, they,
Reporting live.
yeah, reporting live here, right? Oh,
Sounds like
and then
fucking
they
Leo
throw
Rush.
pancakes into the crowd, like they literally do whatever the fuck they
They
Yo,
were throwing
cereal.
pancakes with
I
the
have-
brood entrance.
I have
too, like,
seen-
blood
I
and
have
pancakes.
seen Biggie pull pancakes out of the inside of his leotard and throw it into the crowd.
All I'm saying is I'm not catching that pancake.
We've seen
And
worse
somebody
things.
has eaten it.
We've seen worse things. Shout out to Joey Ryan.
Hey, shout out to Joey Ryan putting the lollipop in one person that we know as Queen of the Ring,
Shout out to Queen of the Ring.
and she ate that shit.
Oof, nice.
Enjoy.
Damn.
I hope
old school.
you're vaccinated.
Shane McMahon set a stipulation, guys, for the crown rule. For the crown rule. For the crown jewel.
Did he really?
Yeah, he said if you lose in the finals, you get fired. Pretty much.
From
So-
SmackDown.
So
As
I
long as
think
not, as
that-
long as they don't get assassinated.
So maybe
I
the
think we're
Miz makes the jump to
Yeah.
Raw.
I think it's gonna be Randy Orton.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
I think.
Well, think about it. Roman Reigns is out, right?
Yeah, they need.
You need
star
somebody
power.
else. The question is, do you want to heel? Do you want to face? Right?
Nah, I think
But Randy Orton makes
plays
sense.
well. Yeah.
The Miz also makes sense.
I don't think so.
Nah, the Miz could be the star of SmackDown. He just came over.
Yeah, he just did jump.
He
so.
did jump. He right.
I think it could be Jeff. They needed face.
I think Jeff needs to leave.
Yeah, Jeff needs to take a back seat.
Like, yo,
It
we
don't
told him-
matter.
we told
Vince
them,
still
yo,
sees
Carney.
Jeff as a moneymaker. So we could see that.
Listen,
what's a money maker,
everybody
yo?
makes money at Old Vegas.
Y'all know what's a moneymaker? The dance break in the middle of a match. Shout out to R-Truth and Shinsuke Nakamura defending the title
R-Truth
against.
putting on fun matches, yo. People
Yo,
sleep on
shout out,
R-Truth,
shout out to
man.
R-Truth walking down Carmella's mom down the red carpet at Evolution.
I don't think she knew who he was.
I don't think he knew who she was.
She was a little
Nice
scared.
man.
We look back at the tape and
He said,
she
"Come
definitely
on,
had no
Mama
idea what was going on.
Mella." She's like, "What? All right."
Mama, what?
Mama, what?
Mama,
Mama, Bella.
You're like a cat that just pushes.
We
things
throw it
over
on the
floor.
floor.
Me la botella.
Biting on nice things, yo. Let me get like no carbs and no nice things. Let me get
Yo.
a salad, hold the croutons and nice things.
God. Becky Lynch was holding all the
But
nice things.
it was a
when she
great
got
dope.
the mic.
It was a dope match though. R-Truth and
I don't know if I would have used that wording at all.
Yo, she's the man.
She
She
is
is the
careful.
man.
She is.
Yo, I hate the people on Twitter who don't like. They're like, "Oh,
She's the man
she's
now."
the man. She's the man. Like she's a woman."
Oh, okay.
No. That's a Ric Flair thing, guys. Like
Yeah.
that's a you to be the man. You gotta beat the man.
She's
She
the man.
beat the
And she's
man.
going against a Flair, so how fitting that she uses that.
And
Some people took
Mischief?
offense.
Mischief,
Yeah.
you mentioned something
I did.
this
Yo,
week,
quit
I
pointing,
believe.
I
that's
don't think I did.
disrespectful.
I'm gonna point where the fuck I want.
That's
All right.
All right, back up. Yo.
He,
Yo, back
he
up.
mentioned
You're
something. I want to
pointing
give him
with two
credit.
things.
I want to give him credit.
What do you?
When we asked the question, who's that next person to be the face of the company? You said Becky Lynch.
That's right. I've been saying that for a minute.
And yo, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
Every time I see her on screen, every time I see her on social media, every time I see her in the ring,
Killing the social
she is killing it. She just put on a classic match, contender for match of the year.
Yo, Matt, I said that shit on Twitter.
Right?
I was like, yo, match of the
Yo.
year.
If you talk about this evolution and you doing some bullshit as this bloody jewel where women are not allowed, why not
Why
Becky
not?
Lynch?
I hear you. I hear you. Why not? Why? Why the main event? Why this tag team? Why this match? Jeff and Ray versus Orton and Miz. It was okay. I'm just.
It
talking
was just
shit,
like
but-
for the the
How the
RKO
fuck
party.
did Ray get there?
This was the
Wasn't he
WCW
on the
2001 main event.
Word.
Like,
Yes.
Yo, his Uber was crazy expensive.
Shout out to the Jericho cruise. It seemed like fun.
Yo,
Shout
And
out to the
Jericho
list.
had the only shiner on his eye. If anybody saw, we posted on social media,
I did
IG and
not.
Twitter. Yo, he looked like he got fucking shined by
Wait.
somebody.
I'm still not done with this. How the fuck did he get there?
Wait,
Well,
wasn't
remember they
his,
stop at certain islands. So he might have just taken a
But
flight
they
from
weren't
Staten
on an
Island.
island. They were in Atlanta.
Our Randy was giving out
Atlanta?
RKO's like Halloween candy,
No,
man.
from
You
the
saw that at the
cruise.
end? That was
Yeah,
pretty
no
dope.
shit. I'm
For the
saying, how did
cruise.
he get to Atlanta?
He probably got off from the Bahamas
Swam there.
and went to took a flight.
Yeah, dog.
Pretty simple.
Come
I don't know
on,
about
you don't
that.
know how flights work?
You know how cruises work?
What is a flight?
Me.
Yo, but yo,
Shout out
Is
to
that
Chris
beer?
Jericho.
Jericho Cruise seemed dope, man. You saw a lot of people posting on social
Yo,
media.
it was crazy.
You
I
know,
was
reading
there.
books with Chris McDaniel, Christopher Daniel, and people taking shots and like just it was going in.
Reading books?
Frank
Frank
Last time
Kazarian.
we read a
Frank
book.
Frank
Kazarian.
and
Kazarian,
Scorpion Sky.
Yeah.
Scorpion Sky.
SoCal Uncensored.
Shout out to HBC
It was
podcast
dope. I was
out there.
there, man. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
I met
everywhere.
Chris. I met the Elite. I met everybody, man. And shout out to the Elite breaking off announcing that they broke off from
Yes.
Bullet Club.
Oh,
Wow,
that
wow, I
on
was
the
sitting
cruise.
right
Oh,
there in
yeah,
front of
Oh,
me.
yo.
And I gave him
and-
the mic when he spoke, and it was dope.
You stupid.
Yeah.
Shout out to my night with Brandy.
Oh.
Not roads.
Brandy the
E&J.
liquor.
Yo,
But-
EJ, that's what we can do for you. I'm just saying.
Look, end of the day, I don't give a fuck about the Elite. It's all about Bullet Club. Tama, if you're listening,
Tamatango, yo,
We're looking
here
to join
for you,
up.
bro. Brother. I don't know about these herb ass guys,
I just
yo.
want to be your friend.
We'll see in
Tama.
December. if
I don't know
gotta
about
fuck
this Herb
somebody
Ass
up.
pay per view on Friday, but I will
seems like we
be.
got a few
I'll tell you
going on.
what, I will be watching at noon, and I will be drinking at noon come Friday.
I'll
Of
tell you,
course you
I
will.
am
This
not
is nothing
watching
new.
this bullshit. I am boycotting this pay-per-view, and simply because I won't be back in the States.
Oh, all right. This got nothing to
Fuck-
do with
Oh yeah, you're going on a
All right.
Well,
Eventually.
JP Savage
not
is
the
taking
Jericho cruise.
taking a PTO
Oh,
because we're not funding this shit.
So look, what's gonna happen
This-
is that
this-
like
this-
we
this
all
assignment.
share, all 6 of us, we all share one fucking network account. So someone's gonna watch it, and it'll only count for one view. So
Right.
fuck you.
I
all right?
will.
Like,
I
that's
will
gonna be
not
our-
be watching
that's
this
our
from
boycott.
Chicago.
That's our
on Friday.
boycott. Is that
Shout out
someone's gonna watch it.
Shout out to the assignments this
One
weekend.
account.
Pretty Chubby's gonna be in Chicago. JP Savage is gonna be overseas.
Yeah, shout
Oh,
out to
yeah.
Revolution.
In the-
Colombia.
I'll be at 1 hour teas come Friday.
No doubt.
Can't
Stay
wait.
tuned for that, man. We're gonna go live.
Well, he's gonna go live. You're gonna be here.
Shout out to Legends Bar. I'll be at Legends Bar.
I'll be home.
12 noon. They
Fuck
have a Yep, I Like Wrestling. Shout out to their movement. They're hosting another
Fuck
viewing for Crown Jewel. I'll be out there. Shout out to Sunny Sofrito.
Let's go through it.
Let's go. Let's do it. First match. What do you think? Well, we don't really have an order, but yeah, the World Cup. Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton. Who
No,
takes
it's the
that
best in the world tournament now.
one? Oh yes,
Best in the world. Smackdown. We're just gonna
Without
be like,
CM Punk.
fuck it. We're gonna do build
Which
up to
they did-
motherfucking
They
Survivor
did
Series.
chant CM Punk when Shane McMahon.
Yes,
They
shout out
did.
to
And
that.
then he said,
the
"I
best
think
in
he's
the
not
world
here."
tournament.
"Yeah, he's not in that.
Yeah, he said, "I think he's not."
He's not in that." But
Which,
who
if
do we-
Shane was still if Shane was running the company, I think CM Punk would have stayed.
So this is gonna be literally 7 matches, right? Ultimately 7 matches.
Okay.
And one death.
Who do we got? Let's just say who we take. Who we gonna win? Who do you think's gonna win?
At the very
No,
least,
the
a
tournament?
kidnapping.
Yeah,
I think Randy Orton.
At the very least,
I think Randy Orton is gonna win for the SmackDown side,
okay.
right?
Wait,
at the very least, the
guys, and
kidnapping.
real quick, I'm not sure if you guys were aware of this, but TMZ Sports recently spoke to Linda McMahon, former COO
Yeah,
of
shout out to
WWE, and they asked her how she felt about business with the decision to move forward with Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, and her response was, "If you want to talk WWE, you're talking to the wrong
She's
McMahon."
like, nah, fam, not me, bro.
She said, "I don't run it, and I'm not responsible for it." Linda said, "You got to talk to Vince."
Yeah,
Fire.
but that's your husband.
Trouble in
She's
Paradise.
like, don't touch me. I
You've
got
been Stone Cold
bills
Stunned
and
on
shit.
TV.
Nah,
Ironically, a turnaround from 20 years ago when Vince said the same thing with Linda.
Yep.
ouch.
I like Miz winning it, the cup itself.
What? The TMZ report?
No, the World Cup.
Oh.
And Seth Rollins. Seth would be my Raw, I guess.
I don't
and-
see Seth winning that.
or Miz.
He's got a lot to
SmackDown.
handle right now. So.
Shout out to Tiger
So
Bomb
Bobby
covered
Lashley,
Kurt Angle
Ziggler,
winning
Kurt-
it.
Tiger Bomb covered
Kurt
Kurt
Angle.
Angle. Wow, that is a good one.
I thought Kurt Angle,
Tiger
but I'm just
Bomb
like, he's
is
too old.
great for aches and pains.
You know,
So-
they've helped me recover from so much.
The only thing-
Weekend
it's a great
Warrior and all of
it's a
us.
great product.
I
You know?
Same.
Yeah.
Tiger
Shout
Bomb.
out to
From
Tiger Bomb.
Olympic gold medalist to your weekend warrior.
Well, here's the thing with Kurt.
Any
I see
contest.
if he wins, the only thing I see coming out of it is the match with Hunter somehow, somewhere down the line for Mania. So, Mischief, who you got for the tournament?
So I think it's gonna be Orton. This is what I want, right? Like I really want to see Orton and Lashley, right? That's weird to say, but I can see Lashley pulling it out.
Pulling it out.
Gray sweats.
Lashley pulling out his Leo Rush.
Yeah, he's gonna pull out his Leo Rush
whip
and
it.
like
Dude,
he'll get the one up on Orton. Orton's got to get let go from SmackDown. Orton goes to Raw, does work on Raw, and I think that's the easiest storyline to write right there.
I just want to see
And
the
it gives
promos
Bobby
that Orton
Lashley
would cut
some
on Leo
some
Rush.
credence to like fight for like the Universal title. Yo, you want to see new faces mixed up in there.
Yeah.
Like you want to see like even if he doesn't win it, like yo, remember like Joe every once in a while gets like this story, this headline push, but like doesn't win the title.
Right,
He does it against Lesnar. He does it against AJ Styles. Like he just gets that headline push, but doesn't get the title. And I mean, like, Bobby Lashley can be that guy. He's got that physique, and that'll easily lead
I think
to
Lashley's a good pick.
Brock Lesnar and Lashley in the
Yeah.
near future.
Oh shit! If he's not too busy in UFC, that is.
Leo Rush against Paul Heyman, though. Ouch.
Oh,
Ugh.
that could be
Ouch.
interesting.
Slaughter.
I will
Yeah.
say though,
Slaughter.
this week on the programming when Leo Rush was interjecting in the
Lashley.
Finn Balor match,
Lashley.
that would be a nice little
Lashley.
mix up. Finn Balor versus Leo Rush. That'd be interesting in the ring.
Yeah. Elite, who you got for the tournament? Goldust. It's
No,
in
he's
it.
not. He's not in
He's
there.
not.
I don't know. I
Okay,
guess
fuck, who's in the tournament?
I would be down to see Rey Mysterio come out with it. I don't think he will, but that would be my pick.
Old school.
Tiger arm covered Kurt Angle.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We did cover that elusively. And Chubby,
I want to say Seth Rollins.
Seth.
But since we know that Renee Young is going to be there, does that mean that Dean Ambrose will be there
Nah.
and he could cause
Oh, I could
distraction?
definitely see something like that.
I could see. You know what I can see? Dean Ambrose fighting all of Saudi Arabia.
Oh my god.
I could see him doing it because you know what? Fuck him.
JP Savage, who you got?
Well, the fact that we have this geriatric main event on this card, I think
I'm surprised we haven't seen Walker.
we're going. Well, that'll be sponsored. I think we're
Shout out
going
to
with
Walker
nostalgia for this pay-per-view, folks. So I'm gonna have to go with old school Joe and say Kurt Angle and his ashy elbows.
Not a bad pick.
Ashley.
Not a
Preach
bad
up.
Not
Who's
the
actually
Tiger
elbows
Bomb
you got?
pick. He's I
Fuck him.
fuck him. Well, now AJ Styles will fight Samoa Joe, and I don't think Joe wins it. But
No, I see Joe winning it.
You do?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
Think
do.
He wins it.
That'd be the one positive of the whole night.
He's still hurt.
AJ
If he's still
Styles
hurt, I don't.
is
I
gonna
just
be the
don't.
face of SmackDown for quite some time. He's gonna break all the records. He's gonna be the
Yeah.
2K19 spokesperson.
If that's the
He's gonna
case,
be
if
that
he's really
guy.
gonna be that much, if he's gonna Cena SmackDown,
yeah,
Cena it up, man.
I kind of love it just
Yeah.
because it's AJ Styles.
Yeah, yeah. Why the fuck not?
Or switch him over to Raw.
Nah, that's
Nah.
not gonna happen. I think he stays SmackDown for the rest of his career.
nah.
Nah, I
So
definitely-
Everybody
You
has
gotta
switched
hit Raw
over.
sometime.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but
Their money show is Raw always. Doesn't
Yo.
matter if the product is not great. Raw is their show.
yeah, but there's a difference. This is like
SmackDown.
this is like Undertaker, like Ruthless Aggression era. Like he never really went to Raw. Like that rarely ever happened. SmackDown was the Undertaker show. If you wanted to see Taker, SmackDown. I could see that being the case for AJ Styles.
Brock Lesnar was a SmackDown guy,
I didn't ask.
but Brock Lesnar will be fighting Braun Strowman now for the Universal title, the vacant Universal title. Who's walking out, guys?
This is an easy Braun Strowman win, right? Like,
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think he's gonna toss
You
the
would
living
not.
balls out of him.
You would not, Nikki
I don't
Bella.
think the match is going to be easy. I think the result is easy to say.
Well, Braun already won a tournament, right?
And he's going to win. Instead of the green belt, he's going to win the red belt.
Yo,
Fucking-
he's gonna he's
What
gonna
Power Rangers
collect.
bullshit is this?
yo, shout
Power Rangers,
out to
guys,
Tommy
he-
from the Power Rangers.
Shout out to being the Rainbow Champion by the end of the year.
Wait,
Do you think he's gonna walk
We
out
just-
with the green belt on? Just
I hope
insanity?
just both of them, like just gonna have both.
Just in
both.
time for Christmas, baby.
look,
Red and green.
Get these
The Rock criticized John Cena for being a Fruity Pebble. We got Fruity Pebble championships out here.
Yay.
Oh
my
Show you.
I just saw. I mean, what I'll say is if Brock Lesnar comes out winning, that shows that Vince McMahon fucking caved under pressure and said, "Oh, we need a legitimate champion because this is
It's drastic
not
time,
sour."
drastic message.
Hey,
And Brock
I can
Lesnar
see
is
it.
the guy.
I want to see it,
I could see that.
and I want to see some Elias.
So
some Braun Strowman. I don't
okay,
give a
let's
fuck.
give
I
him
wanna
let's give him a
see that.
treat. Let's give him a little preview because we shouted out the future episode of who we think's gonna be the next face, next runner up in line and stuff.
Oh, wanna talk about it?
Wait.
Let's just real quick. Who you got lined up as nominees? Quick nominees, man. I said earlier, I'm looking at Elias and Finn Balor
Elias and Finn Balor.
parallel right now.
I don't know
parallel.
about parallel, but
They're good. I'm comparing them parallel. Like,
Are we talking
Finn got a
about?
few wins.
Are we
It looks
talking
like they're gonna
about
do something.
face of the company or face of Raw?
Face of Raw?
face of Raw is
Because
face of
you
the company.
know I gotta fill that void, right? So who would you nominate right now?
I think physique wise, like Vince is a physique guy, right?
Okay.
Like if you're
That's the way
real
to.
about it, and Braun Strowman is the perfect specimen.
Right.
He's tall, he's agile, he's funny, he's serious, he's a monster, he's the caricature, he's wrestling. Braun is wrestling. And he's an easy
Brawny
shoo-in.
wrestling.
He's brawny wrestling.
Brawny wrestling.
Yeah, I think him
Johnny.
and but
Shout
I
out to
mean
Johnny's.
and I think Elias is a great heel to complement them because like he can always like just sneak some dirty move. He could like piss him off because he's funny, right? Like
Yeah,
because
And
he's a
piss him.
caricature, right? So he's kind of dumb and like he's kind of slow, but even though he's smart, because
over as fuck.
his twin is Brains Strowman, so
You know,
But
I
a lot-
haven't seen him in a while, and I'm kind of upset.
But Elias is an act at this point, right? He's a novelty act, and usually
Is he?
those acts at this point,
Well, he
we
got
see the
in-ring,
potential,
too.
we see the future, but right now he's comedic humor, and
But
they
you
never
can
give the
easily
strap
change
to
that
them.
on.
You can change that, but right now we're talking about something that's happening in 48 hours,
But
right?
don't you think he has the character development already to just
Potentially,
flip the switch?
potentially, we got to see if that switch is flipped. That's why right
Maybe.
now, based on everything you just talked about, the physique, etc., we got to talk about somebody that was rumored to potentially be a fill-in for this tournament, and that's Drew McIntyre.
Shout
Drew
out to
McIntyre was a favorite of Vince
McIntyre.
McMahon back in the day.
Bars.
He was a favorite of Vince McMahon back in the day, and he is back and better than ever,
Well,
folks.
And
He's already gone up against
great
Braun.
time.
Well,
So
really-
if Braun comes out winning,
I think it really
Drew's
depends.
attacking.
and you
Yeah, I
see
guess.
ultimately this is what I love about wrestling is that you could even make a case for Bobby Lashley in this picture.
yeah,
You can make a case for Elias. You could
As
do,
much
do
as we shit on
McIntyre, right? You could talk about all these guys because everybody has a legitimate shot right now. Like somebody could be the
You know-
face of the company.
You know
Like
who
it's-
should be? Finn Balor.
should be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. Yo,
He should be
deserve-
up there with those names, but right now he's not. Like,
I
it
feel
but
doesn't-
like he
he's in
got
a
shitted on, man.
conversation.
See, so are we talking about the immediate face or over the long haul?
I think it has to be immediate now. Right now,
Who's up? Runner up.
it happened now. It needs a face at least right now, and I think Braun Strowman might fill the void quickly.
well, I think he's
He
your
might be
But-
transitional,
transitional.
I think he's your safe pick because
Yeah,
but for transitional, I would say Brock.
Nah, man. Nobody want to see that.
I feel
That's
like
safe.
they can place him here for now and then still bring somebody
Brock?
else.
So I think
Yo,
it's
the fans will riot, bro.
Who?
If
Saudi
Brock-
Arabia,
Brock? No. But I'm saying Braun.
I mean, they did
I say
all
you could
report it,
place
so.
Braun now
Braun
as a
now,
transition, but have somebody else come up.
Braun now, and then
Brock's going to UFC, no?
long term, I would go
Is
with
that still up?
He
Gargano
looks smaller.
That's a tough one.
if he comes up as a face.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a tough one.
Who?
I don't want to touch that one yet.
Who?
Johnny Wrestling.
Oh, Johnny Wrestling.
Nah,
that's
I
gonna
don't see
take more
him.
time. I think.
Yeah, and he won't jump into the main event,
Nah.
event picture.
Nah.
He'll jump into like the mid card at best.
Because the last time they did that,
Face.
yeah, Finn Balor,
Yeah, that's true.
first Universal Champion
Well,
that got injured.
Finn needs to either turn heel or go to SmackDown.
And
That's
then,
what it
and
is.
then there's like Bray Wyatt that can always come
Oh,
out of nowhere.
Yo, where the fuck is Sanity?
Hey, I mean they don't play.
Well, I mean,
They're in the
where,
vault.
if you're asking that stupid ass question, where's Cien
Jesus.
Almas?
Where the fuck is Cien Almas?
Word. Shout out to Selena.
Where's Max Mini?
Where the fuck is that guy? He owes me $5.
Or
Where's Zack
pesos?
Ryder?
At
He
home playing
owes
with
you a
action
suspension.
figures.
Ask Chelsea Green.
Oh no, you can't
Shout out
because she's
to
in NXT
Chelsea.
actually working.
Oh, there you go.
She busy right now.
She got more screenshots
Yo,
than
Zack
yo.
Ryder, I want all that smoke.
Isn't Zack Ryder doing that podcast?
Let's go.
He's playing with toys, man.
And we got more viewers and listeners.
What happened?
All I'm gonna say, man, whoever the next face is gonna be, all depends on what cheek Vince McMahon is resting on while he's taking a shit. Because at the end of the
or
day,
who's
he
kissing his
decides.
Why is that? A
He decides
It's
who the
just
fuck
a
gets
thing.
the fucking push,
I think
and it all is on impulse. Honestly,
I think now is the perfect time to bring back the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club, because whoever kisses it is probably gonna be in the main event for the future.
That's all the time we have for you folks this week, man.
I love how we ended it.
That's my favorite.
Shout
ending
out
of
to
all
Crown Jewel
time. Fuck you.
and
Bloody
you're
Jewel.
welcome.
Yeah,
We still don't give a
We're
damn where the
boycotting.
hell you got your damn fix from this week.
we're boycotting by sharing an account.
I'm boycotting by drinking my ass off at 12 noon on Friday.
That's
sounds
fair.
like a problem.
Shout out to
Wanna
me
talk
leaving early on appointment. Shout out to my bosses.
Shout out to not having a
Better
job.
hope they don't.
And shout out to none of y'all because y'all don't deserve it.
Yo, follow us on IG,
Twitter.
HPC Too Sweet, HPC Podcast,
Talk
Twitter.
Guys, and don't forget to rate and review. Give us 5 stars, please.
Eso son
Or
cinco
not.
You get 5
estrellas.
stars
and
and
get
get 5
Listen,
chair shots.
You could get 4.5 stars, right?
You still get
You
4
can give 3.5 stars, but why would you? Because there's 5.
That's fine.
You want to see all those circles filled up, those stars filled up.
That shit is
Nice
pretty
and blue.
satisfying,
We'll
right?
shout
just
you
do
out
the
next
5.
week, and we'll shout you out next week and give you the 5 chair shots.
Bang,
Yeah,
bang,
I know
bang,
you
bang,
won't.
bang.
5 stars for 5 cocotazos. Thank you very much.
But I'm
Like,
10 count to 10, so see you next week.
Yeah.
Bitch.